Barcelona dominating in all aspects statistically. Levante efficient, 35% possession, 3 goals on just 3 shots on goal. So what happened here? What went wrong, Ale, for Barcelona?
Just when you thought that Barcelona may have turned the corner, maybe you were looking at a better version than Barcelona than what we saw early in the season, and this 7-match unbeaten streak that they had coming into this game, you thought, okay, well, Barcelona, top of the table, early season struggle, we move on, we turn the page, guess what, we're good now, we're good. Not so much, because it was a struggle against Slavia Praga in Champions League. They were hanging on against a team that they should be much better, and it just feels like there's something just not quite right about Barcelona. Now, if we're just talking about on the field, never mind all the noise that you hear in and around the locker room and whatever may be going on behind the scenes at Barcelona, just on the field, if you take a tactical look at what Barcelona looked like today, they still haven't figured out what to do with Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann should be responsible for the left side of the attack.
Who's that on? Is that on Griezmann or is that on Valverde?
You could argue that it's on whoever brought Antoine Griezmann to begin with.
Okay.
But regardless, to me, Antoine Griezmann doesn't quite know where to go. This is what we know for certain. Lionel Messi has freedom to go wherever he wants to. Luis Suarez is going to take a central position. But usually we'll see Messi coming on from the right-hand side and working the spaces underneath. And Antoine Griezmann then would be the one that positionally should take the left-hand side. But as we saw in the highlights, the chance for Antoine Griezmann comes from him drifting inside and running behind down the right-hand side. Now you can say, well, there's place interchange, there's fluidity to the attack. Well, that would be the case if that's what was happening consistently. But what happens consistently is that you have these 3 guys within 10 yards of each other, taking each other's space away. Antoine Griezmann coming inside would also work if you had Jordi Alba out on the field. But because Jordi Alba is on the bench, now Semedo shifts over to the left-hand side. And even though that space is open, Semedo doesn't really take that space natural because he doesn't feel comfortable on his left foot. The one time, or one of the few times that he actually got up, we saw the penalty kick because he's taken down. Why does that happen? Because everything is shifted to the right, that space is open, ball gets played to him, and now Levante Slade shifting over. Okay, so you don't have the left-hand side. Antoine Griezmann is not giving you width. Let's go down to the right-hand side then. Well, now you have Sergi Roberto, whose natural talent is not to be an up-and-down guy down the right-hand side. So you're limited on the right, you're limited on the left, everything is down the middle. And when it's everything down the middle, if you're Levante, you keep everything in front of you, you frustrate Barcelona, try to force a turnover, and from then go in transition. Why are you able to go in transition? Because Barcelona is trying to commit numbers forward that they're not comfortable with. So you're trying to commit Semedo, he's not comfortable. Trying to commit Sergio Roberto on the right-hand side, he's not comfortable. They're out of position, and now you're defending 1v1 going the other way. Levante takes advantage, 3-1, and it was every bit of 3-1 when you think about the quality of opportunities. It's not like Barcelona were creating left and right. It's not like they were creating chances here and there and the goalkeeper was having to come up with saves. That was not the case whatsoever. The clear chances came from Levante, and Levante took advantage of that.
Barcelona has better players than Levante, right? We agree to that.
Oh, well, yes.
So how much of this responsibility then is on Ernesto Valverde? He has better players and he can't figure this out.
Well, and that's when we go away from just the tactical issues that I just mentioned, and you have to look at what is the reality in this locker room currently. What's happening? Is there a disconnect? Is there a little something where the players are going one way, or a group of players is going one way, and then Valverde is going a different direction? Is this something that we're just making up, or is these reports are actually coming out and saying, you know, it may not be nearly as comfortable as you may think in Barcelona? And I think there is something to that, because you don't always see players coming out and talking about certain things. And you heard Ter Stegen, or we have seen Ter Stegen come out and say, well, we're going to keep things in private, but there are things going on here that we have to resolve, and it's with the players. Well, it may be with the players, but Valverde is the face that is out there, out front. And he was asked in the press conference, like, are you nervous about your job? I don't know that he should be just yet. But I do think that there are issues underlying in the connection or misconnection between the players, Valverde, and you just see it out on the field. You saw some of it against Slavia Praga, and then you saw it against Levante, full on. that when this team does not find width on the left-hand side, width on the right-hand side, do not know what you're doing with Griezmann, and then you have issues defensively, it's not a surprise that they get beat. Because right now, this version of Barcelona that we saw today, they're vulnerable.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.